I made a new purchase this week, and we're on to Abu Dhabi, baby. We are on to Abu Dhabi. Welcome to the 1 Hour, 1 Brain Cell podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I am joined this week by my co-host Jordan, who refused to do Snow Angels before the show.
That's true. I did. I am joined as I'm not going to argue with you on that one. You're right. I am joined as always by my co-host, disgruntled film bro Richie Flores.
Disgruntled film bro. This is true. Yes, indeed. We'll get to that in a little bit. All right, everybody. Welcome to December. It is Sagittarius season. I think that started last week, maybe the week before.
I want to say yes, because it's like, I'm like a cusp sign. I'm like almost Capricorn. So it doesn't go with like the 1 to 31 on the calendar.
Yeah.
There's like a chunk where it's like 21 to 21 or something like that.
November 22nd to December 21st.
There you go. But anyway, it's my season. Send me money, send me gifts, send me things. It is my time to shine, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I don't have it with me because it's out on my bed. But I did get a third Tatis. I told you last week in a story we brought you last week that I now have.
Yeah.
I now have 3 Fernando Tatis figures when I only bought 1. So
such a mystery.
They're gonna be random people I know that are just gonna open up their Christmas gift and wind up with the Fernando Tatis figure.
You're like, wow, this was a con exclusive. Really? That you want to give me this? You're like, yeah, absolutely. Secretly, there's like 14 of them stashed behind you.
Yes.
Yeah, they were super rare. Anyway, don't look back there.
I buy my Fernando Tatis in bulk.
Mm-hmm. We get our Fernando wholesale. Tatis, Mendoza, all of the Fernandos. ABBA.
Side note, you did predict, speaking of Fernando Mendoza, that the Hoosiers would beat Purdue by 6 or 7 touchdowns, and that's exactly what they did.
That maybe I just know ball. Who's to say?
Ball knower.
It's either one big joke or I just know ball.
Are you going to the Big Ten championship game?
We'll see. I'm going to try, maybe. That I'm not... After this week, what happened on my bank account financially can not happen again for
You
several
bought more
months.
Fernando Tatis figures?
I did, thank you. No, I was buying everybody their Christmas gifts, including you, so be quiet.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
I was buying Christmas gifts for the people in my life that are receiving a Christmas gift. And I checked, because I do tend to keep a pretty good record of these things. I'm like, I want to know how much money I'm spending.
Mm-hmm.
And I checked, and I was a little bit horrified by it, like cumulatively. I mean, who would have ever thought, right? The various $20 to $30 purchases would stack up to something. It's not me, surely.
Mm-hmm.
That's not real money. If it's less than $30, it's not a real purchase until it is. And yeah, so we'll see if I can find a cheap ticket or I luck into one somehow. I'll go, but I'll be up there anyway. I have tickets to the Dark Knight in IMAX if the game falls through, so I'll be down the street or something. I could always hang out after the movie and watch the end of the game at a restaurant or something and kind of hang out and see how it goes. But
okay, well, you're gonna have to dip into the Tate Fund if you're trying to buy tickets on the secondary market, because the cheapest ticket
I can't. That's the Tate Fund. It's not touchable.
$403.
Yeah, and tell the people what section that's in.
Yeah, it's in the upper deck, like in the last few rows.
What section number? What? Just give him a number. I can tell you.
This is in 627.
Yeah, the 600s. Does your football stadium have the 600s? Because most people will probably stop at 2 or 3 or maybe 4
Yeah.
if you're lucky and you have a club level. We got 6 of them, and that's to sit all the way back in the 6th
Yeah.
one. You might be able to see the ball. The whole thing might be a damn eye test, like at the
Bringing
optometrist.
binoculars. Yeah.
Yeah, opera glasses. Right. That's what I'm saying. So we'll see.
Can you
We'll see
imagine how much of a sleigh that would be if you showed up at the last row of the Big Ten championship game and you brought the little
Please. Fitted out with like the opera glasses.
yeah.
I'm here for the sporting event. They're like, they would kick you out. They would straight up kick you out.
Reminds me of that.
You don't belong here.
Reminds me of that girl. God, what school was it? The South Carolina fan girl, and
The
she
girl
was,
with the upside down sunglasses.
yeah,
Yeah, she's like, go sports. And it like, she certainly was not at a 0 blood alcohol level, but it was very funny. I think she had a sign that I don't remember what it said, but it was like a sign on a stick, and she had these like wraparound sunglasses that were upside down. It was a whole thing.
and had broccoli.
Somebody was asking me about that the other day. They were like, please tell me you remember this, because if not, I had like the weirdest internet fever dream that this person existed. Like, no, I've seen it. We were there.
It's true. It happened. Yeah. So go Hoosiers. Good luck. Lucas Oil, they're playing at home in Indianapolis against Ohio State.
Quote, neutral site, whatever. Not really a neutral
I'm
site.
curious what the makeup of that crowd is going to be like. If it's going to be like split 50-50, if it's going to be like 70-30.
I would say, well, it depends. Like, I'm leaning toward more of a, let's say, 65-35 Indiana crowd, just because it's Indiana, but there's also Ohio transplants living here probably, and it's easy enough to travel from Columbus. It's, what, 3.5 hours or something?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It could be close to 50-50. Hoosier fans could be outnumbered. I really hope not. That would be a little bit upsetting. But we'll see. It should be a good game. The number one, I don't know the last time that we had number 1 versus number 2 in the nation for a conference championship game with really no ramifications on either team's ability to make a college football playoff or have a first round bye.
Yeah. This
We're kind
is
of just
true.
playing another game.
It's true because back in the SEC days and SEC title game was like that often. It was either there was either no college football playoff or it was just the college football championship game, and so like it mattered a lot more back then. When there were only 2 teams that made it in, and so it was like a playing game to get to the championship game. So
Yep. I will say I miss that trophy from the old crystal
the crystal
football.
ball, the crystal football from the BCS days.
I loved that silly BCS trophy. The one we have now that's just like the minimalist gold stick. You're like,
crap.
Yay.
Yeah,
Whatever. The Stanley Cup is still the best trophy in all of sports. Change.
I disagree.
Really?
I disagree.
The Borg Warner trophy?
It's the Borg Warner Trophy. Absolutely.
All right.
Come on.
All right.
Those are the
also a good choice.
the 2 oldest trophies in sports, I think, and at least in North America.
I don't know. We could fact check that.
Let's look it up.
I'm not going to do it right now.
Let's look it up.
Let's do it. Right.
Oldest sports trophies. Here we go. Trophies. Okay. The oldest sports trophies in the world. Okay, oh, that's close enough.
The oldest trophy in North American sports is considered to be the Stanley Cup, but there's some that's the America's Cup from the yacht races. The Carlisle Bells. This set of bells is the oldest in the world, first awarded to the winner of the Carlisle Bell horse race in Cumbria, England.
America's Cup.
England. Whatever.
Yeah, the Carlisle Bells. What the hell? They're just literally a set of bells. Ugliest trophy. What the hell? That's not even a trophy. Oh my God.
No, some of our college football teams have better rivalry trophies than a set of bells. The Ashes urn. No, thank you. Why are we passing an urn back and forth? This is cricket. Cricket is a different beast entirely.
That is wild. That's wild. Okay, yeah, so the Stanley Cup is the oldest, and then the Borg Warner Trophy
Wimbledon is
came
up
in.
there.
came in well, after that. Because I think the Borg Warner didn't start until several decades into the Indianapolis 500. I think it wasn't like it was like a different type of trophy that they awarded at the.
Sure. Well, and like this Stanley Cup is very different than the original like little silver
Yeah,
bowl.
yeah, that's
that
what I
was
thought.
initially presented.
1936. So, yeah, 1936 was the first Borg Warner trophy.
Maybe it's just because they're large. It's like more fun to have a big trophy.
Yeah, 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 absolutely, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the
All
World
right.
Series trophy is tiny. The Super Bowl trophy is tiny.
Super Bowl
The
trophy is little.
the NBA championship trophy also really not that big either. The Larry
Mm-hmm.
O'Brien. So yeah. Side note: did you see Alex Palou's visage on his for his 8500 this year on the trophy?
I don't think I did. Does it look like him
Yeah.
or is it scary?
No, it does not look like him at all. No, it's not like that that
It's like the
statue of,
Ronaldo bust.
yeah, I was gonna say the Ronaldo trophy. Yeah.
That's so evil. Let me see.
Like the New Garden ones, the two previous years actually looked pretty good.
Okay, the lighting on this is really interesting, like the angle that it's taken in the lighting. But it's like for those of you who aren't looking, it's like, oh, how would I describe it? It's like, so it's in sterling silver or stainless steel, but it's like a negative essentially. Like it's the profile of the face, but like coming out of the trophy. I feel like it's just the perspective of it is interesting.
Okay, here we go. Oh, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Indy 500 Borg image.
It's a
There it is.
There's a word for that. Yeah, it doesn't look like him at all, but
I was gonna bring up a picture of it, but you get the point. That it, yeah,
it's
it did not.
what is that called? A relief? There's a term for it that's like a certain kind of etching, but it's strange because it's like a little face like put on
Yeah.
the side of the trophy, and because it's coming out at you, it's a little uncanny valley to like look at.
Oh, here we go. It's Boss Relief. The
There you go.
Boss Relief. BAS dash relief.
I know some things.
Damn, that's smart. SMRT.
Has a smart.
All right. We did not plan on talking about any of that on the show, and we're 15 minutes in. Awesome. Par for
We
the
were short
course.
on topics. It's fine. Yeah,
Par for the course.
let's go. Where are we going? What
On
direction are we
the
going?
yeah, well, I'll just go in order. Because I don't feel like trying to figure out where we're going. Okay.
Okay.
On the document you put in, Richie gets 15 minutes max to talk about the Ken Burns American Revolution. And I put in parentheses, I don't need 15 minutes, I just need 2.
All right.
Now you hate America and you hate Ken Burns, so you never you
It's a
you
huge
are
statement. What am I now, a Canadian citizen? Do I have to pick a country to swear fealty to now?
because
Like,
you've never seen a Ken Burns documentary, and
that's not true. I've seen bits of Ken Burns' World War II, but my grandpa loaned it to me. That was the whole point I was making, like a billion years ago, when you were like, "Hey, remember?" You're like, when you're searching through movies and you spend so long searching for a movie to watch that then you run out of time to actually watch the movie. And I was like,
Yes.
yeah, of course, we've all been there. You're like, cool. So here's what I put on was Ken Burns' World War II. And I could not handle that information. I started laughing. I couldn't pull myself together. And that's how we got on this, was the first time
yes.
you brought up Ken Burns. This is
Yeah.
not the first time you've brought up Ken Burns. This is
is
at
correct.
least the second.
Yes.
Okay. Now you get to talk. Go ahead.
Anyway, okay, so I was hyping this up for a long time. I was super excited for it. I love the Ken Burns documentaries. I think they're great. There hasn't been one that I've watched and I've disliked, to be honest. And baseball was great. Country music was interesting. The war was great. Civil War was great. We did one on.
The war was great. Probably not if you lived through it, but
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm talking about the documentary. Silly.
okay.
Jesus.
Can I
my.
also say
Yes.
quickly? I didn't realize that Ken Burns was like a presently living person and that all of this was like he had edited together all this footage. I thought eventually we were going to run out of Ken Burns things because Ken Burns was the one who personally shot a lot of this footage. And now we're talking about like well, I was like, maybe he was like a videographer or like
Yeah.
he chronicled World War II or something. Like this is all through his lens. I didn't know. I'm like, maybe he's a journalist. Who knows? But then we were like, hey, we're actually going backwards in time now. I'm like, wait a minute. There's no way this Ken Burns guy was alive for the American Revolution and World War II and all of baseball somehow.
Correct. Yes, exactly.
I get it now. I'm with it.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, so anyway, I've liked all of his documentaries. He did one last year on Leonardo da Vinci. That was really interesting. I learned a lot about Leonardo da Vinci that I did not know, and that was really cool. I was like, oh, damn, I didn't know about this. Interesting life, that guy. Interesting guy. Check that out. Go watch it. It's interesting.
This dude is busy. This dude is booked and busy.
And so I was excited for this. However, this was probably my least favorite of the Ken Burns documentaries that I've seen. And I think the reason why is because even though there are some new bits and pieces in there and it gets into some topics I think are interesting, it's very much a play-by-play of the war, and it's mostly stuff that like, oh yeah, I learned about that in high school. So, and there, you know what I mean, or elementary school, whatever. And there wasn't a lot of
or through Hamilton.
Yeah, or through Hamilton, exactly. They actually don't bring up Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr that much. They only bring them up like once or twice, which I was surprised. But anyway, so like the most interesting parts of this were like when they talk about how slaves were affected and how they were forced to pick sides, and how a lot of them joined the loyalists because they were the ones, the loyalists and the British were the ones that were trying to get them on their side. And so like, hey, if you come join us, we'll give you your freedom. And so I thought that was an interesting part of it. There was a little bit that was talking a lot about how Native American Indians were affected by the war as well, and how important they were in telling the story. So that was interesting. But yeah, it wasn't that much that was new. And like when you're doing a documentary in 2025 and you have zero actual footage to show, it's just not visually interesting. There were a lot of maps, and so it was just, yeah, it was very dry. It was way too dry for me. Where Ken Burns documentaries usually aren't, like, to me they're at least engaging, and I just wasn't able to engage with this one as much as I have his other documentaries. So yeah, I'd watch all the other ones instead of this. There are other American Revolution documentaries that I think are maybe a little bit better. But there you go. That's my review.
All right. Nice. Well done.
Thank you.
No, I agree with you. The small bit of Ken Burns I've seen is like mostly about the footage. So that makes sense to me that like this is the kind of thing that if it were shown in movie theaters, people would just be playing on their phones the whole time rather than
because like the thing that was interesting about like even the Vietnam War was amazing too, and I think the Vietnam War is maybe my favorite that he's done, and the reason why is because in the Vietnam War and in the World War II documentary, you are getting stories from actual soldiers that fought in those wars, and the way that the World War II documentary is framed was great because he instead of just doing a play-by-play of the war, well, he went and he focused on like 4 different cities and how integral they were to fighting the war. And so they brought in folks that they brought in one of the sisters of the Marines that went and fought in the Pacific, and her story was incredible, hearing how she went through the war and how she and then her brother was talking about fighting in the Pacific theater, and that's what made that really interesting. And then the Vietnam War, the main thing that made that great was that we got the perspective of the Vietnamese fighters in that war as well, and that's what made that interesting. that documentary interesting. But just like, again, when you're doing a war that happened 250 years ago, you have no photo. It's just really tough to do without making it, you know, without making super or super dry and super it was too much. Like maybe if it was a little bit shorter and they cut it down, it'd be more interesting. But it's like a 10-hour documentary. That's a long time. Yeah.
10 hours worth of like letters from the front line that all read like that Captain Andrew Luck Twitter account.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that I miss those, by the way.
Yes.
But then, like, not to take it back to college football, but like when Andrew Luck took that job with Stanford, and that the account tweeted that was like, "Mother, I have a new assignment," and everybody was like, "Wow, like he's back!" It was so funny.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Did you see that there was an interview that he did during a game recently, and it was like mid-interview and Stanford scored a touchdown, so he just like quit the interview to go celebrate the touchdown.
Good for you. I always liked that guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had too short of a career
Mm-hmm.
for reasons that were beyond his control.
Yeah.
But I always liked that guy.
Yeah. I agree. All right, let's move on to something more entertaining, which is the film Wicked, which again Jordan refuses to watch. So like, what this?
I need to go get my computer charger, but you start your thing. I got my AirPod in.
Oh, okay.
I
Goodbye.
forgot to plug it in, so it's gonna die, but whatever.
Oh my goodness. Well, if it dies, this is my show now, and I can talk about whatever I want to. I actually don't know what I would talk about if I had an hour by myself. I just quit. I'm like, all right, goodbye. Anyway, I went to see Wicked Part 2 last week, and I had a little bit of a rant to put together because there are a lot of people on the internet that are just like out there hating this movie, and I don't understand why. Like, there are a couple of podcasts that I listen to, and one of them is The Big Pick on The Ringer, and I like their show a lot. They and the way they talk about films and stuff like that, and their dynamic is the two main hosts of the show. Their dynamic is so funny because like they couldn't be more different in their film tastes. One is very film bro-ish, and then the other, Amanda, is just like this kind of like typical mom movie going, more, I guess, kind of is a critic, but not is a very unserious critic is the way I'd best describe her. Like she's really fun. She's generally pretty funny.
Sure.
And so I like their dynamic, and they both come on the show talking about this movie, and they spend like 40 minutes on it, just tearing it to shreds. I'm like, man, you guys are making this sound like the worst movie that's ever happened to you. And another podcast I listened to, they liked it a little bit better, but they were still mostly negative about it. And I'm saying to myself, film bros, man, you gotta get a rap. Like, I am very film bro-y. Would you agree? Like, I don't know if I'm like 100% on the film bro bandwagon, but I'm pretty damn close in my
See, here's the
movie
thing,
taste.
Is I don't want to put you there because this is credited toward you, by the way. This is a good thing. I don't want to put you there. You like some of the movies that the film bros like, and
Yes.
you really staunchly defend those things, and I think that's fine. But you also have the correct mindset going in to see a movie like Wicked, going in to see a movie like, I don't know, what'd you see recently? Like Predator Badlands, right?
Yeah.
You understand that not every movie is meant to be Christopher Nolan. Not every movie is meant to be this big, epic, grand scale, brilliant, all-timer movie. And some things are just meant to be enjoyed and have fun. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where you divest from the road of film bro, is that film bros are very much purists about what they see. It's very intentional. They want to see things that are highly rated, and they want to critique everything.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes movies are just meant to be stupid and fun.
Yes. I agree. Yes, I agree. That's the thing. It's like that's how I see myself as a film goer. I would not consider myself a cinephile, but I am a fan of movies, if that makes any sense. Like
Sure.
and most of the time, if you look at my letterbox, and I watch a lot of movies. I'm almost at 200 this year, for goodness sake. Okay.
You do watch a lot of movies.
Like a lot of times I do not rate my movies lower than 3. And the reason why is it's like I'm appreciative of the art. Like it is hard to make movies, man. So even if a movie doesn't quite hit for me, I'm not going to go out there and bash it and say this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm going to walk out there saying I didn't like that and move on with my life.
Well, it's like you're not looking to pick a fight and you're not looking to tear everything apart. And I think that's where the
Yeah.
major distinction is like a lot of people who are so-called movie critics want to go in and have a bad time so they'll have something to write about.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's the same thing with people that like critique music, like the people that do the pitchfork ratings. You and I
Yeah.
hate the people that do the pitchfork ratings because
Yes.
they're always wrong and they're always just goring the album. We're like, I don't know, I liked it.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
it's like they want to pick a fight with it. So yeah.
There was another. Oh yeah. Okay. So my main reason for wanting to bring this up is because there is like a massive disconnect between critics and the actual movie going audience, and a lot of the critics and a lot of the podcasts I watch and listen to or read or whatever, like their negative reaction to the second Wicked movie just does not match what the general audience public thinks. If you go look at the ratings between Wicked and Wicked 2, identical. I think one's like 3.8 and one's like 3.7 or something. Like it's pretty damn identical. So most of the general public loved the second movie. And for whatever reason, the critics can't get their minds around why it would be entertaining to folks. Because I gave it, I gave,
as of right now, it has 94% on Fandango and
yeah,
67% on Rotten Tomatoes.
6.7.
Don't make a joke about this. No.
Sorry, I'm no better than your athletes.
Please.
I really am. You already have to deal with them all day, and then you come do the podcast with me. Like, finally, I can actually spend time talking to an actual adult. And then you come on here like, you son of a bitch. You're just like the rest of them. You're just a child.
I can't escape. Please help me. It's gotten to the point where I have to set the air conditioning and the heat in my car to 68 degrees.
Yeah.
Because I can't put it 1 degree lower and I can't put it 1 degree higher because they're both memes.
Yes. That's so true. I lost my train of thought again. We were talking about the scores. But anyway,
Yeah.
like I gave both movies 4 stars for different reasons, right? I like them both, and I explained in my reviews, because I actually watched part 1 and part 2 on the same day. I rewatched part 1 at home, and then I went to go see part 2 in the theater. And I think that actually helped me enjoy the second movie more, because a lot of the criticism of the second movie so far is like, oh, it doesn't make sense. Oh, what do you mean that was a 5-year time jump? Like, people are actually pissed off that they didn't explain that there was a 5-year time jump, as if it wasn't very heavily apparent that that was the case. I'm like, I don't think you guys were paying attention at all. Like, it just, people get hyper fixated on the wrong things in a movie like this. There are actual criticisms of the movie, like, but like it still looks like crap. I was like, I will say about the first one, like the direction is bad, and if it had a better director, these movies could have been 5-star, like all time musical adaptations. And because of the director, it just didn't quite get there, because it just feels fake, even though a lot of the production design was great, right? Like you've seen the pictures of the Scarecrow, right?
No, actually. But I've seen pictures of the set.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant. The colors are
Yes.
great. It's built wonderfully, but with both of these films, for whatever reason, we're like allergic to proper color grading.
Yes.
And the sun where it should be, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the most frustrating thing about the two movies. And then the second one, the music is not great and very forgettable.
That's the same thing with the real Wicked musical.
Yeah.
Is the Act 2 is nowhere near Act 1.
Yeah.
Except for No Good Deed.
No Good Deed and For Good too. Those two were good.
Sure.
But they both happen in the last 20 minutes of the movie. But yeah, so like, and Cynthia and Ariana are great in both movies, and so they up the level of the movie, maybe past where it should be. So yeah, so that's my rant. Is the film bros just need to figure out to just enjoy things once in a while. Like, I feel like we've lost that. Movies are meant to be enjoyed. For goodness sake, you and I intentionally rewatched Madam Web, a movie that most people hate. And we chose to watch it, and I will defend that movie saying, is it a good movie? No.
No.
But is it entertaining? Yes.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That's the perfect way to sum it up. That's one of the few things that you and I agree on as far as movies go. Is it good? No. Is it a perfectly digestible way to spend approximately 2 hours? You betcha.
Yeah. There we go. So that's my movie rant for the day. Did you watch any movies this week?
I think I did. I watched, I think it's only one. I watched Him. I don't remember who produced it. The one that has Jordan Peele attached to it, but he wasn't involved in any capacity whatsoever. The football one. Mm-hmm. My favorite thing about that is that just like all of the Letterboxd ratings are people like bashing on Tom Brady on it. They're like, this is what Tom Brady was doing secretly. Both Kat and Chris's reviews were like, Brady's going to be pissed. Like he's going to get very litigious when he finds out that somebody aired out a secret. I think I put something to that effect in my Letterboxd review. It was crazy. It was bonkers. It was off the rails. It was fine. It wasn't like a transformative movie experience, but it is like somebody else put this, and I agree with it strongly, is that it was heavily like The Substance, but for men who treat organized sports like a religion.
There you go.
Yeah. Visually, it was really good.
Yeah.
But it just like, I feel like the whole time it was trying to find something, and it never really did.
It's like it's a premise that is interesting to be explored for like 10 minutes, but you can't make a full 90-minute movie out of it.
Yeah, and it spends the whole time trying to sidestep the conclusion that everybody else has already jumped to, and like trying to make you think that it's something different, and it's really just like football action scenes. You're like, okay, cool. I don't know. It was all right. It was all right. It wasn't scary in any way, shape, or form, but it was an interesting watch.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, how many movies did I watch this week? 5. I watched 3 movies in one day last week.
Oh my god!
Do you know that? Yeah,
I'm not sure I knew that.
I watched in the same day, Wicked for Good, and then after I got home from Wicked for Good, I watched another movie called Sorcerer. all on the same day.
Well, on my Thanksgiving break, I didn't talk to a human soul for like 4 days. And I had a great time. What did you think about Sorcerer?
This is a movie.
What was the thing you texted me? You texted me that there was like, I don't know if it was a trailer, but like something happened before a movie that you were seeing.
Yeah. They played the trailer for Devil Wears Prada 2.
Yes. Wait, did you get the Odyssey trailer, or is that not, or the what do you call it? The snippet.
Oh, no. That's with Avatar.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be with Avatar.
I was like, I know that's coming up at some point.
Yeah. At least I think it'll be with Avatar. We'll find out in a couple weeks. But yeah, I cannot recommend. I've heard a lot of things about Sorcerer. It's one of those movies that people will go to their Criterion closet and they'll pull out a lot of times. Jordan is dying on the show. All right. Well, I'll just continue while she has her coughing fit.
Go on without me.
Yeah, so Sorcerer is like one of those movies that a lot of people pull out in their Criterion closets and a lot of people love. And I went into it not really expecting what to think, and I gave it 4.5 stars. It is. I highly recommend watching this movie. I think even you would enjoy it. It is like, it is like an intense action thriller, and like once it gets going, the first like half is, you know, not. It's not a lot goes on the first hour of the movie. There are some pretty cool visual, like, visual filmmaking happening in the first hour of the movie.
Roy Schneider, Chief Brody.
Yes, exactly. But like once you get in the last hour of this movie, it just doesn't stop, and it is awesome. There are some incredibly cool sequences in this movie that you just watch and you're just like, this is what filmmaking is all about. This is why we watch movies. And it's that good. And I was watching it at home and I was on the edge of my seat. Like, that's how good it was. So highly recommend checking it out. Sorcerer from 1977. William Friedkin, who I believe just passed away this year, actually. William Friedkin, I believe, directed The Exorcist, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The Exorcist, The French Connection, To Live and Die in L.A.
French Connection is a great movie, too.
Haven't seen it. Why is one of the searches for this, if you like hit up William Friedkin, one of the frequently asked questions is, does William Friedkin believe in God? I'm not sure that's for you to know, Google.
Exorcist. But yeah, so...
No, that's true.
So Sorcerer was great. Also saw Wake Up Dead Man, the new Knives Out movie, third one.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen the first two.
Yep.
And you like them?
I like the first one more than the second. I found the second one hard to finish, even though it had Catherine Hahn in it, which should have made it easy to finish.
Yeah.
There was something about it that just didn't hit. But I remember seeing the first one in theaters, and I really enjoyed that. Yes, I don't get the whole, like, foghorn leghorn thing that Daniel Craig does, but some people like it, I guess.
Yeah, so I was a big fan of the first two movies. I love them both. And Wake Up Dead Man is, I put this in my review on Letterboxd. I think it's the best movie of the three in terms of how it's written and how interesting the themes are, and it's a little bit deeper, deeper movie than the other two. Whereas the first two are kind of like, poppy fun mysteries kind of in a way. And they play like that.
The first one was like modern Clue.
Yeah. And the second one plays a lot more like, is a little bit funnier than the first one too. So like this one though is a lot more darker themes. It is the type of, like comedy elements in it are a little bit, more darker. Benoit Blanc doesn't even show up in the movie for the first like 45 minutes of the movie. So he's not the central character in this movie. Josh O'Connor's character is a central character and he's great in it. So yeah, it comes out on Netflix here in a week and a half, next on the 12th, I think. So when it comes out on Netflix, I recommend it. Give it a watch. I gave it 3.5 stars only because I just didn't enjoy it as much as the first two Knives Out movies. And that's the only reason I dipped it down is even though it's a objectively good movie and it is the best of the three, I just didn't enjoy myself as much because I went and I saw it in a theater. I didn't enjoy it as much as the other two, but still a good movie. Recommend it.
All right. See, that's a very not film bro take from you.
Exactly.
You're like, it was good. I would recommend it. I just didn't like it as much as the first ones, but it was good.
Yes.
Okay. Period. You've saved yourself.
I also rewatched the Christopher Nolan movie this week too that I hadn't seen in a while.
Which one?
The Prestige.
Okay. That's the one you bought, yeah?
It is one of the ones I bought, yes.
You sent me a Zia Records haul.
Yes. And you called me a film bro, and then we come full circle.
I did for your selection. Tell the people what you bought. Like, out of all the things that are at Zia, which is like almost everything infinitely.
Yes. I bought 4 movies because they were doing a buy 3 pre-owned items, get 1 free sale. So I bought 4 movies for $20, which is great. I bought The Prestige. I got Jaws. I got No Country for Old Men. And I also got, what was the freaking 4th one I bought? There's one more. I bought one more too. And I can't remember the name of it for the life of me all of a sudden.
Either. Let me figure it out.
It's one that I really like. Oh, Silence of the Lambs. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I'm pretty sure it was a horror movie. Yep.
So there you go. All 4 of those movies are great and highly rewatchable. So that's why I bought them.
No, that's true. I used to love Jaws when I was of like a questionably young age to watch people get eviscerated by a shark, but you know,
that's funny.
builds character, I guess.
Yes, builds character.
Bad character.
All right, there you go. Those are our movies this week. On to next week. You're gonna come back. You could talk about. We'll possibly talk about seeing Dark Knight in IMAX, which would be sick.
Possibly.
Back and seeing that in theaters again. I remember seeing that for the first time in theaters with my dad, like the week it came out, not in IMAX. I was like, God damn, this movie's great. So seeing it in theaters again would be awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited for the format as much as anything else.
Yes. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Let's move on to as we put it in the doc, Ver 5 Tappin'.
Just it doesn't flow, but you'll get it if you see it typed out.
We had Qatar this week, which everybody agrees is a track that should not be on the calendar anymore. However, money talks in our current state of affairs. So much so that Qatar is paying $55 million a year, reportedly, to host this race through into the 2030s. So at least for the next 5+ years. It's a track that was not built for Formula One. It was built for MotoGP back in the early 2000s, and Formula One didn't start racing on there until after COVID was, I think, the first time they raced there. So, this was a sprint weekend. This was a weekend where many people were saying that Lando Norris was going to be able to clinch the championship, and thankfully he didn't, because, ladies and gentlemen, we are on to Abu Dhabi, as we told you at the beginning of the show.
It is a miracle that we are sitting here still talking about the possibility of a Max Verstappen championship after the summer break of this season, at which the deficit was 104 points. It is down to 12 before the last race of the season. Nobody's ever eliminated a lead of that amount. Maybe in any motorsport classification, I don't know. Certainly not in Formula One. He's in a league of his own in a car that is not the fastest. And I've been thinking all day about what I was going to say about this. Is like, let me see if I can put the brain cells together in my head, rub them together and make a spark. There have been plenty of really great drivers that have not won a Formula One world title. But there have also been perhaps fewer drivers in the world's best machinery that have managed to bottle it this poorly as McLaren has done this season. And of their own fault, really. It's their own, like the papaya rules, the not wanting to play favorites on either side, but still playing favorites on one side somehow. The team decision this weekend cost them the title of one of their drivers, and potentially both. Just it's a mismanagement, and to no fault of Oscar Piastri. He's been doing the best he can this season, but the whole thing is bonkers to me. That if Norris becomes a first-time Formula One world champion, it will forever be marred by the fact that it was not exclusively on his merit. I don't know. Like, I suppose that is the case with most world champions, and you could pick apart moments from every season where a driver had the championship fall into their hands or fall away from them. But if McLaren fails to win a world title with this car, it will be a catastrophic letdown.
People get fired when they fail this badly.
You should. For this car that is a rocket ship on every track, that very rarely has an off weekend, that very rarely has an off race or qualifying. Like, it seems to be about as dominant as the RB19 was in that 2023 season, or should have been. It's the kind of thing you clean house over if you can't take it on this.
Yeah. Max is probably driving the third best car in the grid. Sometimes fourth, to be honest.
Sometimes second, but he's at least behind Mercedes for the most part now, reliably.
Yeah. The fact that he has the same amount of wins as Lando Norris, I texted you that yesterday, and you just go, what?
Yeah, I think Red Bull has now locked up third in the constructors. I don't think Ferrari can catch them for third, and I don't think we can catch Mercedes for second.
Yeah.
And that is almost, I don't know, 90% points share on Max Verstappen as a sole constructor.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about?
Max
here?
Bull.
This is an insane season from a driver of world championship caliber.
Yeah, I mean, I would go as far as to say, like, as long as I've been watching Formula One, which has only been since Drive to Survive, so only really about 2021 was really the first time I started watching. It's like, I don't know if a driver has performed like this. Like, if you're talking about who the best driver of the year is, it's Max. It's not even close with the machinery that he's in. And so if you're talking about, like, deserving world champions, to me it's Max over Lando and Oscar, even though, I think Oscar's had a great season too, and I still think he's a better driver than Lando. I honestly, I am still, like, confounded as to what happened to him after the summer break. It's just the weirdest. I don't know if he just can't, like, he seems like the guy who would not ever succumb to the pressure like Lando Norris has historically done in the past.
He doesn't seem to get rattled in that same way, but
yes,
like, something was not equivalent. Something given to him was not equivalent. I don't know if it was the car. I don't know if it was the preference, the number one driver treatment, the whatever it is, but like, he should have had that thing, and he had a near perfect weekend this past weekend in Qatar and got jumped in the championship, which is pretty much just how things have been going for Oscar since the summer break, and it's baffling. Yeah.
Speaking of fireable offenses, we're only here because of a choice that McLaren made, which in the moment when it was happening and we had an early safety car in Qatar, I texted you and was like, oh, everybody's going to pit here. And because then they could make it a 2-stop race from there, basically.
And we knew it had to be because the tires were only allowed to run 25 laps. It was a 57-lap race.
Stupid.
You need to stop it. It was stupid. We did see somebody with a fail at the end, a failure.
Yeah.
I guess they said Isaac had a puncture. It was like part of his front wing went under the car and popped the tire or something. But the degradation was high. Pirelli needs to fix their tires.
Yeah,
also,
and McLaren were well ahead of Max by, I think Oscar was ahead by 8 seconds. By that time, by 7 laps into the race. And then Lando was 4 or 5 seconds ahead by that point in the race. And so there was a little bit of a gap between the two McLarens. And seemingly the explanation I have understood is that they didn't want to do a double stack and risk slowing either driver down. So that's why they didn't do that. Because there were other teams that did have that problem. I think Ferrari or
lots.
Yeah.
Mercedes, Ferrari.
Yeah. you know, it was under safety car, and so eventually, you know, they would have caught back up, whatever. But truly, just like one of the dumbest decisions I've seen in a long time from a team that is supposed to be championship worthy. I do not understand it, and I don't know if they're ever going to give a good explanation as to why they didn't stop there. I think the drivers were confused. Both of them didn't have good answers after the race, and
The
because
other thing
they're
I'm baffled about is why you and I were both laughing at this. Why, when Oscar pitted on lap, I don't know, 47 of
Yeah.
57, whatever it was, they put the hard tire on that car. You could have put the soft tire on that rocket ship and let him go to try to chase down Max. In
Yeah.
doing so, he would have essentially clinched the title for Lando. And you put the hard tire on him and said, okay, good luck, go catch him. He's 12 seconds up the road.
yeah.
None of it makes sense. On the McLaren pit wall, none of it makes sense.
Yeah, it was all
because you didn't want to give preferential treatment or something, but then you screwed both of them over.
yeah, all very strange, and yeah, now we're getting to Abu Dhabi with 3 drivers in the hunt. Max is 12 points back. Side note, we should say something. If you're one of the Formula One fans out there that are openly going after Kimi Antonelli online, get fucked. Get the fuck out of here.
You're a bad person. You're
Yeah.
a bad person.
Disgusting. I haven't seen any of that, but other teams had to put out statement. I think Red Bull even put out a statement.
Yeah, they're like bullying Kimmy off of social media.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, direct this somewhere else.
Yeah. And so because Lando got past Kimi essentially on the last lap of the Grand Prix to give him 2 more points, that was 2 massive points for Lando Norris. Because now basically, he now can finish 4th or better and clinch the championship, as if my math is correct.
Yeah. Well, no. So 4th, he loses. P1 to P4, Max to Lando, he loses.
Yes.
But any permutation of 12 points ahead. But
Yes.
if Verstappen had those 2 points in his pocket, Norris could have finished 3rd, and Max would still win the championship on countback, even though the points would be identical.
Yes.
So it could be big.
Yes.
And even still, there's like an 84% chance or something of Norris winning. But it poses an interesting scenario where you have, say, a theoretical finishing order of Verstappen, Piastri, Russell, Norris, or some, permutation of 2 and 3 otherwise. If you call Piastri on the radio and say swap places,
yeah.
and he doesn't do it, you implode the team. Those drivers can never work together ever again.
Yes.
But he also stands up for himself and he says, hey, I'm not willing to take a back seat to this. He hasn't earned it. I want to be world champion, same as him. There's a potential controversy around it. And I'm interested to see how it all plays out. And in a perfect world, Norris would finish like 7th and none of this would matter.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I've been thinking about this over the last 24 hours in terms of how I think this weekend is going to go. Every part of my brain tells me that on paper, Lando Norris is going to win the championship. That car is too good. It's too fast. The Red Bull is not good on tracks like Abu Dhabi and Qatar, for the most part. Max qualified 3rd and needed a lot of luck and a bad decision by McLaren to get the race win there. And so in my head, I'm saying that McLaren on paper should clinch the championship for Lando Norris. However, when you dive into the ancillary part of it and you look at every decision McLaren has made and you look at how much pressure Lando and Oscar have been under over the last month, and they've both let the championship slip away, Granted, some of that had to do with, obviously the disqualification in Las Vegas was a massive part of that. And that was not either driver's issue. That was on the team, 100% on the team. And I think a lot of that had to do with the weather, to be honest, because they didn't get enough practice time. But So yeah, so Max has been here before, you know. In 2021, he was there. Granted, way different circumstances.
Very different. Two deserving champions that year.
Yes, yes,
This precedent has also been set before in 2010.
yes,
This precedent has been set before. Fernando Alonso going into the final race of the season leading the championship with Mark Webber and Sebastian Vettel behind, and a driver who was not at any point in the season leading the world championship ended up finishing first, and it was Vettel's first world championship.
yeah,
And it relied on finishing order, same as this.
yes.
So it has happened.
Yeah, I just wonder how much Lando made a mistake in qualifying.
Sure.
In Qatar, and Oscar took advantage of it and got pole. So that's my biggest question mark: is are both of those drivers championship material in their own heads? And that's what we're going to find out. Because if you're Max coming into this weekend, you got nothing to lose. Just like you did at Qatar, he went full send on Lando and got himself into P2 at the start of that race, right? And so same thing in qualifying. I think Red Bull knows this, and so they can put that car in or set the car up to just go full out and try something that they have maybe haven't done earlier in the season, and just go for it, you know? So I think Abu Dhabi is a better track for overtaking. So it could provide for a lot more entertainment. And yeah, man, if we come down to that scenario like you were talking about, where Lando's in fourth place and Max is winning and Piastri's in second or third, and you're into the last 5 laps of the race, what do you do? Like that, just as a outside observer, I want that drama, which is like,
it would be cinema.
This is why it's that type of drama that makes Formula One so much different from every single other motorsport, in my opinion. I've said this before on this show. I've said it before on Speed Freaks. One of the reasons why I love Formula One, it is a reality show at 200 miles per hour for 8 months out of the year. That's what it is.
It's true. That's the best way to describe it.
And so, yeah. So we're going to get, it's, the Drive to Survive this season is going to be like, I don't even think I watched this past season of Drive to Survive because it sucks now. It's not interesting.
I didn't.
But yeah, I'm sure the Netflix producers are watching this because, oh, please, yes, please give us for the center of our veins. Anyway, so yeah, it's going to be, man, is it going to be good? It's going to be a good weekend. I am so curious to see what the TV ratings are going to be like. Vegas set another record, 1.5 million people tuned in for that. So like 2021 was big. I don't remember the 2021 Abu Dhabi numbers TV ratings wise, but like this one might even surpass that because Formula One has grown in popularity since then. So I'm really curious to see how many people tune in at 6 a.m. Mountain Time here in Arizona, 5 a.m. West Coast time, 8 a.m. Eastern for that race. I will be awake. I will not be watching it on my new 55-inch TV. Or maybe I will. Oh, no.
You should.
I think I might. I could. Here's my issue. As I texted you yesterday, my TV stand, which is janky, is not big enough to fit a new TV.
Okay, I have a question about that.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it last night.
Yes.
Because you were like, okay, my option is I just put it in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Or I have to get a new TV stand.
Yeah.
What are you planning on putting it on if it goes in your bedroom? Because if you have a TV stand that can accommodate that, why wouldn't you just move that stand to the living room and then take the smaller stand and the smaller TV and put it in your bedroom?
You know, this is a great question because my current TV stand in the bedroom here is my dresser.
Okay, fair enough. I see now why that would not work.
And I believe it to be big enough to hold a 55-inch TV Even though like this dresser I literally never use anymore. I don't even know why I still have it. I don't even wear any of the clothes that are in there. It's just at this point it's literally just there's just junk
Decoration.
in there. Yeah, at this point. So those are my options. So maybe I'll do that. I will set up my new TV for Sunday and I can watch because it is a because the TV I have now in my bedroom is a 19-inch Vizio from 2008 ish, somewhere around there. Whenever they first came out with cheaper HD TVs, that's what I have in my bedroom. So this is like a 15-year-old TV that I have in my bedroom. 19-inch, it's tiny. I can barely see it. So there we go. So that way, because here's my problem. You see, I generally, if the race is on in the morning, that early in the morning, I won't get out of bed. I'll just I'll put my laptop. I'll just take out my laptop and I'll put it beside me and I'll watch on my laptop. And I usually don't go out into the living room to watch races unless it's, on a little bit later in the morning, like Qatar was or whatever. So maybe I'll bring the big TV in and I can watch the race on the big TV.
How did you scam that, by the way? Did they really give you that when you signed the paperwork?
Absolutely. That was part of their Black Friday deal. It's like if
buy
you come
a new
in,
car, get a TV.
Yeah, if you come in and sign paperwork before noon this weekend, we'll give you a free TV. And I was like, you know what? Hell yeah, let's go. I'll take a free TV.
As you
upgrade.
Should. As you absolutely should.
Yeah, so I'm in the market for a new TV stand. Anyway,
I love that you sent me the virtual sizing thing, the room viewer to try and see if it would fit.
Yeah.
Work smarter, not harder, girl.
Yeah, and spoiler, it wasn't. Okay, so this is in the show with this, which is here we go. There she is. Look at that.
It's pretty. It's very pretty.
I love the red. I love the color red there. Look at that. Brand new.
Yeah, that's nice.
Nice and shiny. Red. Don't have a name. Haven't decided on the name yet. There is not a name that has spoken to me.
There wasn't one that spoke to me immediately upon receiving the photos either.
Mm-hmm.
It has to grow on a little bit. I don't know.
Yes. Correct. We'll see. It's like the parents of kids and they don't have a name immediately, so they don't have a name for the kid immediately, but then they eventually go back and oh, we got a name a week later. Does that happen? I'm pretty sure that does happen. We're you don't need a name right that minute. You can leave the birth certificate blank and then you can go back. Well,
sure. The kid's not going to know. It doesn't have awareness yet. It's fine. I'm pretty sure I recall the story on mine being my parents were between two of them. And then they decided on one, and then it was I don't know if this is right. Mom and Dad, correct me because I know you'll listen to this, but it was either a coin flip or rock, paper, scissors or something, but it was either going to be Jillian or Jordan, and they landed on Jillian, and then they both looked at each other and they were okay, best 2 out of 3. And then they knew that they didn't really like that one that much. I'm not sure if that's true. That's what's in my head here. That's my little Cynthia Erivo tapping on the head moment. But...
Yes. So yeah, I'll come up with a name for the car eventually. I actually do kind of like Heli Car. I thought that was really funny.
I like Heli Car. I do. You could give it a fun middle name if you decide you like something else later.
Yeah. True.
You can give it a middle name that's kind of bonkers.
Yeah. We'll update everybody on the podcast when we get there. There was one more note or 2 more notes that you put on here, but
I don't know if we have enough time for those things. We'll save them.
We'll save them for next week. I'm curious as to this one here because I do not know what this is. So we'll just get to that next week. Here, I'll tease it.
Is it the hockey one?
Yeah. I'll tease it. Tune in next week, everybody, when we learn and dig into the story for a full hour about the New Jersey Devils mummy lore. We'll get into that next week on the 1 Hour One Brain Cell podcast. Thanks for watching, everybody. Follow us at OHOBC Pod. Make us famous so we don't have to shave our heads and become bald. Good night, everybody.